Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Arizona Cardinals and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, the city of Philadelphia is one of rich history and passion, and you can always count on the ladder when you step inside Lincoln Financial Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Game, so expect that offensive line every time they go to the bench and tell the offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO, and they take him
downfield, or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Back onto the field, and on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those do not let them affect you in a negative way. That's what all the guys are looking for.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Throwing now is Murray. He's going to wind up, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you leak from the backside, they can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. And in some open field here. That good for 22 and a first down.
Love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He turned that
there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And completes it to
They would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground field goal for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11th. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
Murray now on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they'll get it all the way. 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And avoids the contact by sliding. Now the Cards going to call another time. Take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. 20. There he goes left side. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock.
We own them.
That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because
the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can get out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A throw over the middle, taking a lead to a third down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins. Do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Throwing on formation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Fletcher in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get.
They take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to no longer exist for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
On 2nd and 9, Murray. And an alley to run. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 11 yards there.
When they see the lanes develop, I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
He'll buy some time right. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the mark.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes.
We get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter. Murray now on first down. Caught left side, Williams. And he goes down, but
any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving out.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Malik Jackson, the 6'5" D tackle with a sack. Well, this has been a pretty...
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
To throw, it's Murray sliding out of the pocket. Under pressure. Let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult.
Take over. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 46. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. Because if you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Eagles, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Arizona, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem the
primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And down inside.
Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. There he goes, right side. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This is clearly saving
and, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles.
There we go.
Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?